free speech discussion. Your colleague, Congressman Jody Hice, was censored on Twitter over factual issues he laid out on this show about voting irregularities yesterday in the 2020 election. Big tech, sir, is abusing its Section 230 protections, and they're silencing, Mr. Babin, your party. Does the GOP have any excuses left not to act on this?
Well, I think we already would have acted had we been in the majority. But this is definitely something that once we get the majorities back, I can tell you we've already had many meetings on this. We have our work cut out for us. We're going to have investigations. We're going to offer legislation. And hopefully we'll get even some Democrats that there's a few, I guess there's a few of them out there that might even vote with us. But incredibly, I don't know whether you mentioned it or not, but Project Veritas came out, and we absolutely know from their tape, their videotape, that there are Twitter. A senior engineer at Twitter was bragging about how he has been censoring the conservative and the Republicans, and quite frankly, that he was a proud communist. He called himself a communist. He said there's a lot of communists here. And he even mentioned the fact that if Elon Musk takes Twitter over, a bunch of them are going to quit. I say, great news there, great news. And so this is you know, when you have a president, a former president of the United States of America cannot have a Twitter account, and yet Vladimir Putin, the Ayatollah Khamenei from Iran, they can tweet all they want to. It just tells you the hypocrisy of the left, shutting down the truth and blacking out the truth and just keeping those of us who believe in America and salute the flag and believe in freedom and liberties, a free economy, that we cannot express our opinions because it disagrees with these socialists and commies, these communists that are in charge of a lot of these big tech platforms. So yes, we will definitely address this issue, Chris.
All right. Well, you know, fewer communists in America make for a better America. There's no debate about that. And praise God it's going to happen, because right now, Congressman, they are silencing sitting members of Congress talking about real issues. And that's just beyond the pale. They should lose their Section 230 protections, and that's Twitter deserves, and those individuals who are identifying in some sources as communists also personally deserve to be sued. Meantime, Congressman, Rolling Stone is blaming Republicans for the Buffalo shooting. Congressman, even after the alleged shooter wrote a manifesto in which he self-professed that he was a, quote, left-wing authoritarian. Joe Biden's censorship ministry of truth, they must have missed this one, eh, Congressman?
No question about it. I think this kook, and you can't call him anything but a kook, a sick person who bragged that he was a former communist. He was, as you mentioned, he was a left-wing authority. He was a racist. He claimed that he was a white supremacist. And yet the Rolling Stone magazine says that he was a mainstream Republican. That is the most outrageous statement that I have ever heard in my life. They're so hypocritical. You know, go back to see who shot Steve Scalise and a number of our Republican members at the baseball field a few years ago. And you showed the clip of Chuck Schumer ginning up the crowd and really calling on, he never said the word violence, but he was absolutely egging this crowd and telling people to get out there and do some things they really shouldn't be doing. And then going
Congressman, I don't mean to correct you, but he said, he said he's not going. You're not going to know what hit you. You've reaped the whirlwind. So that's a threat as far as I'm concerned. Congressman, we're running out of time, and I got one more. Yeah, I got one more question I got to get to you. You know, Joe Biden is cutting off oil leases in the midst of record high gas prices. And true to form, Biden is also allowing Title 42 to lapse in the middle of multiple border crises that his regime created. In fact, Border Patrol says the Biden regime broke another record for interactions in April. So there's plenty of urgency from the American people, but we don't see a lot of urgency from people in Congress. Why? Well, what could the border states be doing to do more to stop this this invasion. I can't call it anything else but an invasion.
It is without question an invasion. We've got over 100,000 dead Americans from fentanyl and drugs coming across the southern border. It's a chemical attack on the American people by the Chinese and by the cartels. And let me just say this, 234,000 plus illegals have come across in April. They released already 117,000. They have stopped interior enforcement. They do not detain, as the law states. They do not deport, as the law states that they're supposed to be doing at the Biden administration. Mayorkas and Biden are liars, bald-faced liars. Illegals know that the border is wide open, and they're pouring across because they know that this Biden administration, not only have they gotten rid of MPP and are violating and defying a court order to reinstate it, now they're going to get rid of the last tool we have, and that's Title 42, to turn these people back during a COVID, when we have, not requiring any kind of test or vaccination as they're requiring on American citizens. It is absolutely, I don't know when our security and our sovereignty are going to come into play with this administration, but it better be soon, because this country is going to be carried away. We will soon have 500,000 illegal aliens per month coming over, and we cannot sustain that. You're saying we're not really saying a whole lot, but Chris, I'm telling you, I'm the co-chairman of the Border Security Caucus of the House. Every week we have meetings. This is a crisis like I've never seen. I think it's as dangerous as anything we're facing on public health, terrorism, criminality, you name it. It is a bad our schools. We have to medicate. We have to educate these people. We have to incarcerate these people, and it's going to get more and more and more. And the American people are fed up with these people that don't obey the law.